You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, I'm Joe Heath.
I'm Toni Heath.
And it's the 5-year anniversary of the Watch-A-Thon of Wrestlon.
Oh my god.
And also my birthday.
That's so many years.
Yeah, and we have gifts.
We have gifts?
Yeah,
For me?
No.
Oh.
Well, in a way, money.
That is a gift for me. My favorite gift.
So, first off, we are giving you something for free that was previously cost the monies. This episode that you're going to hear after we finish rambling was our first bonus episode. Well, not our first bonus episode, but our first New Who review, where we reviewed the new episode of Doctor Who right after it aired. This is the first episode of this season, season 12? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Spyfall Part 1. That's coming up, you guys. After these announcements.
That's what you're listening to right now.
Yeah, it used to be that was $5 a month from our Patreon. But we have decided to restructure our Patreon a little bit. I'm just going to run through the levels real quick.
Okay.
For $1, just $1.
$1?
$1? Not even $1 a podcast. $1 a month. Right?
Yes.
I couldn't remember.
Our Patreon is monthly.
For $1 a month, you will get a shout out on our podcast. We'll say your name, your website.
You'll be
mention a thing.
Hey, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, you'll be a hey, thanks, Matt. For $3 a month or more, you will get bonus episodes. Like the one you're about to hear. You'll get the rest of this season of the 13th Doctor. You'll get my ridiculously stupid deep dives into all of Doctor Who's spin-off media that everyone tells me is a dumb thing to do.
But he keeps doing it.
I want to keep doing it. So you get those for $3 a month. You'll get to listen to me talk about some really old comic strips and novelizations.
What was the comics that just came in like the pack of gum?
It was candy cigarettes, not gum. Candy cigarettes.
And you were like, I just don't feel like the plot in this is very strong. It came in packets of gum.
Candy cigarettes. Chalk things, not gum.
That's just a small preview of what that episode is like.
It wasn't that it didn't have a strong plot. It's that the plot was bonkers and like out of character for all the characters involved. Anyway, that's a little taste of what that episode was like. For $5 a month or more, you will get early releases of the podcast episodes, the proper podcast episodes. Or $10 a month is you get uncut video of the podcast records. The $5 one, you just get the audio. $10, you get uncut, and you get to see us talking while we record the podcast. $15 a month, you get the live streams. And
in all of those levels, you get access to our Discord, which has been a little bit more lively now that New Who's been airing, because we have a spoilers chat. We do the New Who reviews, but we also will pop in the Discord and talk about it there.
And be like, this episode was great. This episode sucked. This episode was just okay.
Instead, a lot. And you can talk back to us. Instead of it just being a podcast and listening with your ears and desperately trying to tell us some bit of trivia that we are ignorant to.
And we also talk about other stuff on there as well. Movies we watch, TV shows we watch, books we read, life experiences we have.
Yeah, sometimes we just post pictures of our cat.
Some of the people that are in that Discord post pictures of their various animals. Just cute animals.
We got a whole channel, I think, that's just called Cute Animals.
That's what you get if you jump onto our Patreon, which you can get to at patreon.com/watchathon. That's patreon.com/watchathon. And now you're going to get to hear one of those bonus episodes we recorded.
Also, before you go to it, you have to say the thing about the TARDIS.
Oh, right, yeah. When you guys are listening and we're like, woo, what was that house about? We know.
We know now.
It's the Master's
It's the Master's TARDIS. It literally took us so long to work it out. We're sorry.
And by work it out, someone told us.
Someone tweeted at us.
It wasn't a tweet. It was Chris Cherry who titles these episodes, and he listened to it and he said, "It's the Master's TARDIS, you idiots, you complete morons.
People are going to yell at you about it." And I was like, "Oh no, he's right."
We're going to put in a little ad break right here, and then after that, the episode.
Our opinions about Spyfall. Part one.
If you want part 2, you gotta go to Patreon.
Howdy! DragonCon 2019 is fast approaching, so fill up your buckets of rum and keep up with the latest news, announcements, interviews, and mispronunciations of guest names as only the Con Report podcast crew can make. Let us be your guide each month as we count down to the big event on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite media player. Listen to the DragonCon Con Report. It's almost as good as being there, but without the long lines, smelly gamers, and hangovers.
Hi, I'm Joe Heath.
I'm Toni Heath.
And this is the Watch-A-Thon Arasalon.
Let's talk about Vore.
Oh, God. Today we're going to be talking about Doctor Who, Series 12, Episode 1, Spyfall.
We're going to be talking about Vore,
which aired on New Year's Day, 2019.
2 facts!
I don't know any other facts, but that's what I got.
It features so much Vore.
Stop saying
okay.
Vore. We just watched it. We're just going to talk about New Who. There's no structure.
No, we just watched it, and then we turned on the mic.
And let's see what happens.
I'm going to make some more Vore jokes, probably.
Oh my God. Vore. That happens.
Why did they do that? Why? There were so many, really great, dramatic lines, but it was like, Vore's taken over everything. And you're like, I can't have a serious reaction to that
Vore
statement.
has consumed everything.
I did read a tweet. I'm going to look it up so that I can say who tweeted it.
Is it the theory?
Yes. It was a very interesting theory from Sea Devil Lagoon. Somebody named Ethan, I guess. I went into the Vore tag on Twitter. VOR no E.
Okay.
To see other people's thoughts, if other people had as hard of a time with that particular thing as me. And Ethan said they're Vords. Yes. They look like Vords. They got, if you look at their heads,
they got those Power Ranger helmets.
Yeah. Their heads look like Vord helmets. They are part humanoid and part tech, and the company is called Vore. So very the Master.
Yeah, that's another thing. The Master!
Ooh, I like him.
I do too.
He's good. I think there's definitely a part of me that's like, oh, but
Missy?
Yeah, Missy, and, they were good, and then they died, but it's Doctor Who and shit changes. What we've just been talking about on the podcast this whole time.
And also, he's very delightfully evil, and I kind of miss that.
Yeah,
he just chucked the tiny guy.
And that means the tissue compressor is back, which we just talked about on the podcast, about how much I loved it, because sometimes the people, stay alive and they're just small, and it's cute. He had him in a matchbox. This is good.
Right.
This is very good.
Why was he also in a suit, though? Do you think he just changed the clothes on him to match whatever he was currently wearing?
Like he had tiny clothes and he dressed him up every day?
Yeah.
I think maybe he was just wearing a suit at the time.
All right. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
Yeah. I do like if any Doctor Who villain was going to do that, it would be the Master. Ooh, should we say, right off the top?
Spoilers?
Yeah, maybe we should edit that at the beginning.
Nah, I mean, we're talking about it.
We're talking about it. This is not a spoiler-free discussion.
We started off with Vore and Master, so... Vore and the Master.
Can we say, by the way, how early Joe put it together and the reasoning by which he put it together? Because
I didn't fully put it together.
Truthfully, in the episode, there's not a whole lot of seeding for this. It's a reveal that's not wholly there's one thing where he's like, I said find the Spy Master. And you're like, okay, it's fine because it was
also,
really fun.
He has a lot of information about the Doctors. He did say that.
Oh, he does. He's got that shelf with all the information he could find. See, now I'm going to have to go back and, I'm going to have to rewatch this immediately.
Well, we're going to go see it Sunday, probably.
That's true. We're probably going to go see it in theaters. But you put it together because...
Okay, here's the thing. I did not think he was the master.
No.
I thought the character Lenny Henry played was the master. I've already forgotten his name.
The president of Vore.
The president of Vore. I thought he was the master, and the reason I thought that was because he had made an alliance with a race of aliens that were going to screw him over.
And like that's exactly the kind of plot that the master would be in. He's the master. I think that's great. I think it's great that you got there via that route.
I have so many questions though. Like there's a lot of interesting things set up, and there's some questions I have about the logic of things now that I'm thinking more about it. I did enjoy it while watching it.
Yeah.
Why were they attacking his house if he's the master? I mean, I assume it's to get the doctor where he wants the doctor.
I mean, I think a lot of it, like his...
But he trapped one in a little box.
The master's whole thing, like at the end of that episode was like, I got you. I pulled one over on you, like, for almost the first time ever.
What I don't understand is, what happened to Lenny Henry's character? Where did he go? Why the fuck is his house floating next to the airplane? What's that about?
He was like, don't you get it? And I was like, no. I don't.
I don't get it at all.
I don't at all understand what's happening.
And what's the weird place that Yaz went to that the doctor's now in? What's that place all about?
Is it the Matrix? That's a thing, right?
Could be. I don't know.
That's a Who thing. It does seem very like it's supposed to make you think. Like my whole thing when watching it was like, this is with like the electricity running through it and stuff. That's
like a brain or something.
Yeah, information, data. It seemed very like networky, internet-y, or like neurons, like a brain, which made me think that like it was the Matrix or something. But I don't know anything about the Matrix. I think is that future stuff or has that?
We've already done the Matrix.
We already did the Matrix. I couldn't remember.
The fourth Doctor went in there.
Okay, yes.
And there was a clown, and a hunter, and...
There was a clown? We already talked so much in the fourth Doctor special about how we don't remember things.
It was laughing at him, and he was like, ah!
Yeah.
There was someone in a gas mask, and we made a mummy joke.
Very specifically remember not remembering the clown because it was messed up. But, like, it's the master, so that could make sense. I don't know. I don't know anything.
He's real good at being the master.
He did.
I like the bit where he clapped his hands.
Yeah.
Do I know who he is?
Yeah, what's his name?
The master. Oh, his name is O. I don't know who played him.
I can't... What a bastard the master is. That's why he fucking said that was his name.
Oh.
Oh, I hate him, and I love him. I want to know the name of the person who's playing the master now, I guess, because he did a excellent job. Like, he was having so much fun, which is what you need out of the master.
I think so, yeah.
Someone who's just having a good time, because his plans aren't great, usually. Yeah, he kind of, like, jumps around and claps his hands, and he's having a good time. Please come up with the name soon.
He also said that everything she knows is a lie.
Is a lie.
What's that about?
What is that about? I don't know. I have a lot of questions. My biggest question, I think, is like, is this a two-parter?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like this is going to be the series arc.
I mean, it might be.
My major concern is how much I'm going to have to hear the word Vore in sentences. Hopefully, that aspect wraps up in the second part, and it's not like the Vore Company all season. Please. I can't do it.
The Vore consumes all.
I can't. At like the very beginning of this episode, I was like, listen, if we get to the end of this episode and it's a monster that eats things, I'm out. I'm so out. I can't.
Sasha Darwin.
Is that how you say that?
Sure.
Oh, it's good. It's very good. There is a part of me that's like, it's a bummer, because I'm going to miss Missy, right? Like, Missy was great at it. But it is fun to have a master who's just kind of being delightfully evil. Although I don't totally think he's going to be.
I thought he looked familiar.
Who?
The guy who plays him was in An Adventure in Space and Time as Doctor Who's original director, Waris Hussein.
Oh.
So, yeah, he was good in that, too. I thought that the companions got a little bit of stuff to do, which was fun.
Which was exciting.
Graham got some good jokes.
They had scenes about their lives.
What's his face? Ryan got some good comedy bits.
Being nervous.
The basketball thing seemed weird to me. I don't know. I feel like they're trying to do this dyspraxia thing, but they don't really care enough.
Really?
He plays basketball. I don't know. Move on. Like, they don't seem to be putting that much effort into it.
Damn, okay.
I don't know. Did you have any feelings about it?
I don't... No, I mean, it was fine.
And Yaz got to go to another place and be slightly traumatized by it.
Yeah, that was messed up.
I don't know what happened there, really. I did have a problem with the fact that she described it as nothingness when it was clearly a bunch of, like, weird trees.
She should have been like, there's all that weird shit hanging all around.
And there's, like, little electricity bolts. But she's just like, it was nothing and I was alone. I'm like, no! There was stuff and it was weird!
Did you not see all that weird stuff?
Bah. The doctor was good.
I think they have her hair pulled back specifically so that you can see that sweet ear cuff she has. Because I noticed it a lot in this episode. At least partially because I own one, and I was like, ooh, I forgot how cute that is. I should wear that tomorrow. And that was my thought during a lot of this episode.
The birthday party suit is great.
Yeah. I still don't like, and this is, I will like never do, I mean, I don't do cosplay. You don't
like the leg.
I can't wear those pants. They're too short. Why would you want that? Why would you want just a small gap between the bottom of your pants and the top of your socks?
Style.
No, I don't want anyone to see my ankles. It's scandalous.
I really like the sweet tea joke, the rocks joke.
I got into our Discord, like, as we were watching it, and we have a spoilers room now on our Discord server so that people can talk about the episodes as they air.
Yeah, and if you have the ability to listen to this, then you have access to the Discord.
Yes, you do. That means you're a patron. How do you get to the Discord if you're a patron?
I've posted it somewhere. I can post it again.
We'll post it on the feed. Like, especially now when we've got new episodes airing. I imagine that the Discord, the traffic on it is going to pick up a little bit. But yeah, I got into like our spoiler room and I like had my hand over the chat because we were still in the middle of the episode. But I typed in, I saw a lot of neat rocks. Because, like, that line, I know is like a kind of like a throwaway line at the end of a scene, but, like, that line to me is like, yeah, that's who the doctor is, kind of. It's someone who just shows up at places and is like, oh, that's neat.
Especially with rocks.
Yes.
Do you remember that was a Destiny of the Daleks, where they land on a planet and the scanner opens up and it's just a bunch of rocks and the doctor goes, ooh, rocks!
Yeah, that had the same energy.
I also liked the doctor, James Bond's
Guys,
joke.
that joke was stupid.
There's a lot in this episode that was stupid.
But just
the right amount of stupid.
But the right level of stupid. The exact right level of stupid I've come to expect and love out of Doctor Who. That's what that joke was.
The bike chase was ridiculous, but fun. I like the shot where they're going down the
rows.
Rows of...
Was it a vineyard? Probably
sure.
Grapes?
Yeah.
That's a fancy thing.
Grapes?
Yeah, grapes are fancy. Don't you know that?
Sure.
I don't know.
I mean, it's also a popsicle flavor, so I don't know how fancy it can be.
I don't know anything, and that's kind of exciting, right?
Yeah, it's very exciting.
It's a good start to a season to set up all these questions and be like, what are they? Who is this? What are these people? What's going on? I don't know. And apparently, everything I do know is a lie.
I do have fears.
What are your fears? Let's discuss them.
It reminded me a lot of the season 6 premiere. What was that called? The Impossible Astronaut or something? I don't remember. The one with the silence and everything. And
setting up a lot of questions that they're not going to be able to answer.
Yeah, it was very exciting at the time. And then the eventual reveals of everything, I was like, oh.
That was dumb as shit.
Yeah, I seriously had a very similar feel to that one, including the like sort of...
It's an invasion that's already been here.
Well, also just like the way it's set up as well. The beginning sort of jumps around a lot. Like, we're here. And that's the same way that season opener opened as well. There was a lot of like jumping around the world, like showing where everybody's at. And then like all this stuff with the silence. And you're like, ooh, what's that about? And we have that with these like glowy dudes. So I had that same energy and I like both of those episodes. But I'm worried it's all going to fall apart. Because also... We've seen a Chris Chibnall. I think Chibnall is sometimes good at setting things up and then not doing anything.
Right.
Like that episode, The Power of Three, has such an interesting setup and premise with the invasion of the cubes. And then I don't even remember how that resolves.
All right. Right now, give me your, like, best and worst resolve for this episode.
I don't know. The best is something that I'm not expecting.
Fair enough.
The worst would be that they ignore certain plot holes. They're just like, and it's wrapped up, and you're like, well, what about this? And what about that? Why was that house flying? What did that have to do with anything?
I would be really annoyed if they never explained why the house was flying. How would you feel if it ends up being the Vore?
That'd be cool. I'd be fine with it being the Vore. I want to see them in their, like, spandex.
I'm trying to remember...
Plastic spandex.
The deal with the Vore. I'm trying to remember that episode.
That was the Keys of Marinus.
Oh, shoot. The Keys of Marinus was a great story.
It's a Terry Nation.
Because you have a bunch of just wild nonsense.
Yeah, that was the one where it's like, they had to get the thing, and they went... Every episode was sort of a different story, and there was like the one with the brains, and they see stuff that's not there, and then there was the courtroom drama.
Yeah, but what were the Vores?
I don't know. They were the bad guys that they were trying to stop by getting the keys. I don't remember what their deal was. I remember one of them fell down a pit and went, ah! They are a fictional extraterrestrial race of mutants portrayed in the British science fiction television program Doctor Who. Toni.
All right, thanks. Thanks for that brand new information, Joe.
In one of the comic book stories, they are revealed to have evolved into the Cybermen. Why? Also, how?
Let's ignore that. Guys, I hate Cybermen stories so much. I hate them.
Well, we know we're getting Cybermen sometime this season, because it's been in the trailer.
I'm sick of them.
There's a lot of talk about the way they're designed, but not what the fuck they do. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
They were the main villains in the Keys of Marinus, despite the fact that they appeared in the first and last episodes only of the 6-part serial. In the plot, the Vore, including their leader Yartek, have developed resistance to the conscience of Marinus, which eliminates fear and aggression from the inhabitants of Marinus, and want to use the device for their own evil purposes. They're defeated when the Doctor's companion, Ian Chesterton, tricks them into destroying the machine. The Vore are killed in the resulting explosion, although it is left ambiguous as to whether Yartek escapes the explosion. What was your favorite part of the episode? What was your least favorite part of the episode?
My favorite part of the episode was the Doctor saying that she saw some neat rocks, because I like neat rocks.
Your least favorite part?
The fucking Vore company. Listen, question. And all the amount of times that they had serious lines that the actors had to deliver about Vore, that had to have been hard.
None of them know what Vore is.
You guys did a good job. Kudos. They don't know.
They don't know.
Man, I wish that were me.
Also, I bet no one saw it in the research when they were doing the episode because they spelled it V-O-R. And so they didn't put it V-O-R-E.
No one there knew what they had done.
No one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This is like a strong classic Who tradition. It's not like a penis that the Doctor actually blows. Like... No, but listen, here's my question to you. Vore is like Google, right?
It can be blown, can be sucked. What?
In the Doctor Who universe.
Uh-huh. What is this?
This is like Google.
Yeah.
So you go to Vore.com and like it's
I'm gonna Vore that.
You're gonna Vore that. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It has
Vore.
become a verb the same way Google in our universe has. And you're like, so you send people a link where it's like, hey, let me Vore that for you. When you're being, like, sarcastic.
God.
I'm telling you, this is what the Doctor Who universe is like now, based on what we know. My question is, does that make the fetish Google?
Yes.
I got you. So, like, Google.com is, like, a bad place you don't want to go to.
Right.
You don't want to Vore Google.
The Doctor Who's universe version of Griffin McElroy makes a lot of Google jokes. Okay, my favorite part would just be the Master.
Yeah, he was so good, you guys. He was so good.
Specifically when he's revealed to be the Master and is hamming it up. My least favorite part isn't the Vore. It would be the nothing. It's fucking trees.
It's not trees.
Or it's weird little stems.
They look like cables to me. I'm telling you, it's a whole information thing.
But still, there's clearly something there. It felt weird. It felt like...
Don't tell her how to process her trauma.
Yeah, but it felt like the writer wrote something and the designer didn't pay attention. Just that bit, like, bugged me a little.
Anyway, I don't really have much else to say. I think this was like a short little, just sort of off the cuff, letting us react to what we just saw. We've never really done New Who before.
We've talked about it in whatever
We've never
episode.
been doing this... I'm not going to say we've never been doing this podcast while Doctor Who's been airing live, but...
We have.
Not when we've been...
We have.
On the same thing?
We have. We usually just talk about them in the episode that we happen to be doing at the time.
That's true.
Because I remember talking to Ben Padden about the last episode of 12. So we were talking about the Master and all that stuff.
Should we sign? I don't. This is weird.
Bye.
It's not a proper episode of the podcast. It's just like us.
Hey, thanks, Matt.
Hey, thanks.